Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And tonight we're going to talk about game achievements. This kind of came up as a topic of discussion because Frederick Thylander had an unpopular opinion. And if you don't know who that is, he's basically the achievement designer for Mirror's Edge. So he's got an unpopular opinion that video game achievements are bad for games. Basically, he said achievements/trophies have been bad for gaming. It narrows games down, it disrupts and diverts attention, and it eats resources that could have made the game better. That's his opinion on that stuff, and we wanted to kind of chat about it and see what our opinions are, where we stand versus like some of these others and things like that. I did find an article on MP First that kind of gave their little bit of opinion about it. And, and the article is okay. They talk about the way they see achievements and things, and some of the stuff I agree with, some I don't. So they put opinions in here like, how they think it takes away from games by, not by basically getting away from immersing yourself in the story or gameplay, which some of them do it like that. And also building games around achievements. We're looking at you, Ubisoft, it was everything side in that mission is built around achievement, So, but they also talk about good things about achievements, such as New Game Plus and comparing achievements with your friends and things like that. And so those things like that. And achievements, I think, are kind of good and bad as well. I think most people will kind of fall into that category. The good things are, as it's a competitive thing too, to some extent. I'm always chasing when I'm playing games. I'm like, how does Nick fare? How does Shane fare in the achievements of these games we play together? I'm always looking at the leaderboard on the weekly Xbox thing going, am I beating all my friends or are they beating me? If they're beating me, I'm like, what do I got left in my catalog that I need to play? It's got some achievements, things like that. And, in Microsoft, they also reward you for achievements and certain things like that with the Microsoft rewards. So, there's also good things like that. You can earn points and to earn cash redemption or money off a game or something like that with Microsoft rewards. So, there's good and bad things, right? I think games developers like Ubisoft take advantage of it because that game is nothing more than I will say the main story is a side quest in most Ubisoft games, and the side stuff is mostly the main story because that's how they build their games. Is you want this achievement, collect all these owl figurines, collect all these feathers, collect all these and that, and see all these little POIs. And that's the Ubisoft formula, which I think everybody is sick and tired of for games. But, in my opinion, they're also a good way to build competition with your friends or just compare what feats you can accomplish against your friends, and Sony's got their whole trophy system and platining a game and stuff like that. And it's cool. I don't platinum very many PlayStation games, but I have done stuff like Ghost of Tsushima and things like that. I've gone through and platinum those games, but because I really enjoyed those games and it gave, and I really wanted to play those. I very rarely play like New Game Plus, but a lot of trophies have you going to New Game Plus because you have to beat the game multiple times or multiple different ways and all kinds of stuff like that. So Shane, what do you think, man? Do you think achievements are good or bad for gaming?
It's just like many things. It's all about utilization. How it's utilized is going to really depend. Now, as you mentioned, the Ubisoft is, well, basically, Ubisoft will set up a game full of easy achievements just for the sell. Because there's people that will be like, I can rack up 1,000 points in an hour on this thing. So perfect for me. When the 360 launched, some of the first games to come out from Ubisoft were just achievement games. I mean, that's literally it. King Kong. It released on the original and the 360. And you could get all the achievements just playing the game. There was nothing secret. There was no find the skulls or, Donkey Kong's groin or anything like that. It was just playing the game. That's it. Easy 1,000. And then the Ninja Turtle game as well that they developed was just basically hit start, boom, 1,000 points. There you go. So it's when it's utilized that way, it's fine. But I think achievements should be something you achieve, but not to the point where you add 1,000 blue orbs and you have to go find them all. or you added a million feathers, and you got to find them all, or you got to play through my game 27 times. Uh, one of the zombie games, there was an achievement for like playing 365 days straight or something like that. Not in game, in real world, like turning it on and playing it every freaking day. Those are asinine. Now, the reasonings he gives, I don't know if I fully agree with him. I mean, does it take away resources? Well, yeah, somebody's got to do it, so that is technically a resource. But what else was he going to do? What was his other job before achievement guy? You know, was he, art director, or was he a programmer, or was he just born to be achievement guy? Did he, is that his main job? I don't know. I think achievements are fine as long as they're utilized right. Some achievements are fun. I got one on Final Fantasy 13 that just pissed Nick off because he didn't get it. He missed it by like a couple of minutes. You had to beat the final boss within a certain time frame. He missed it by like a minute, if that, and he was mad about it. So he went and tried to do it again. He never could do it. So those are achievements that are fun because you can, your friends that are in the same game, enjoy the same game, will want to do those same achievements. It's bragging rights. Did you get this? I did. Obviously, me or you will never, ever, ever, ever catch up to Nick. Ever. I mean, if he stopped playing games today, we will never catch up to him. I mean, it's just a sad fact. But it's not that he plays for the achievements. He loves games. That's Nick. He is a gamer through and through. So, achievements for him aren't built. He don't play for achievements. He will play a little extra for an achievement though. But as long as that's not a collect a million orb kind of a thing. But if it's an interesting achievement and it's something that's cool to him, he'll do it just for the achievement, just to say he did it. But he ain't going out of his way for something stupid. So most of the achievements when they first came out were really simple, and then they just became, just time milkers. You got to do this for so long, find a billion different things, and it was a way to stretch out games. To make games feel like there's more to them. And I think that was probably a big hindrance to games, is by forcing people to spend, another 20 hours in a game trying to find these things. That's the biggest hindrance on an achievement. I think that's what started a lot of the open world problems, is they put all the little things in there, the shinies that Pat hates, because he's going to find them eventually. So, that's just me, but I could do without achievements, but I do enjoy achievements when they're fun to earn. So, but that is me. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, I would say a little bit of my OCD beats into the effect that I don't like achievements because they do distract me from the game, because I'm like, oh, I've got 8 out of 10 of these items. Where did I miss the last 2? And that kind of drives me nuts, because then it means that I'm checking every nook and every corner of every spot of the map, and I still never really miss something. In some games you can't go back and you got to replay them to get it. And some of them you can go back and forth. It's, so that kind of gets to me when I'm like, I try not to pay attention to achievements in games. So I'd prefer an achievement system to where you get them as you play the game, right? And if a game has multiple endings, that's part of the achievement. But I would prefer to play a game and then look at the end and be like, oh, I got 80% of the achievements or 90% of the achievements or whatever. I don't actively seek out these achievements like in multiplayer games where you got to like kick somebody from behind while doing a handstand and shooting off fireworks out of your bum or something. I don't actively go for that type of stuff. I'm like, whatever, I'm not interested in that. I just want to play the game. I want to beat the game. I want to enjoy my time with the game. I don't want to sit there and spend 20 minutes, an hour, a day, or a week trying to get this achievement that's just made to be hard. So I'm more on the boat of an achievement just progressing through the game and unlocking things through the game. And okay, if you have some achievements that require you to do the level, I don't even like the achievements that make me do the level in like twice as fast as what normal average speed is or something like that, because I'm like, I just want to enjoy the level, play the level. I don't want to feel like I'm being arbitrarily rushed so I can get an achievement, so I actively try to avoid looking at what achievements are in games until I'm closer to the end, and I'm like, how much of this can I complete versus how much can I not complete by the end of this game? So that's me. I'm typically looking to skip out on some of these achievements. I skip out on most achievements. I don't 100% complete very many games out there. Like I said, I platinum very few PlayStation games. I played God of War Ragnarok and beat it. I did not go through and get I didn't platinum that game because I looked at the achievements when I beat it and I'm like, let me try to get this one. And then I got through like 2 of them and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to artificially inflate a game with that, but Ubisoft, like I said, is the king of that, where every side thing is an achievement. And the only way to get achievements is to just do all this side crap and get 90 some odd % of it done before they give you an achievement, or 100% in some cases. So, that's just me. I'm not for it. I'd rather get, I like achievements, like I said, for competition with my friends and things like that. But I also don't spend like a whole lot of my in-game time chasing achievements. Like, I didn't go back and collect skulls in the Halos games and things like that. I just was like, this is stupid. I'm not chasing these down. And I refuse to, I refuse to go out of my way looking for a glowy little something hiding somewhere in the level to shoot or collect or something. I refuse to just stoop to that level of manipulation in a game because I'm like, it doesn't add anything to the game. It kind of, in my opinion, takes away. It's the distraction piece of it. I don't agree that somebody who's designing achievements is taking away from the game. Yeah, there may have been a little bit more resources to put somewhere else because that person that's designing achievement isn't designing levels, isn't designing anything like that. So it would have been one less person they had to hire, which maybe they would have put that in development, but more than likely they just would not have had that one additional head count or however many additional head count for the game, in my opinion. And the developers who develop around achievements, that's shame on them, for developing games around achievements instead of developing your game and then putting in achievements where warranted. Because I think like Xbox only requires you to put in so many achievements, right? You only got to put in 1,000 points worth of achievements. I don't know if you can put in more or not, but how you break that up.
You can get more with DLCs and things like that. But I think your initial game has to have a minimum and maximum. At least it used to be. Minimum, maximum 1,000.
Okay, so you can't go over. You have to be right at 1,000.
Mm-hmm. And you'll play a game that gives you 10 points, or you'll play a game that gives you 500 points. I mean, right. It's all in the developer. And that's one nice thing. Microsoft was like, it's up to you guys. It's just something we want you to put in. But this is the only stipulation. We want this many points. I don't care how you set your achievements, as long as it totals 1,000. And what I was complaining about was the stretching of games for these achievements. So there's a list of the 18 hardest achievements to get in a game. And number 1 is Gears of War 5. It's the Seriously 5.0 achievement. So I was reading it and I hated it before I even finished what you got to do to get the achievement. You have to complete the Insane Level campaign, master Horde and Escape launch maps, get 20 re-ups, and reach the level of General in a tour of duty. That is hundreds upon hundreds of hours of playing. I mean, that's nuts to be able to. Just the insane difficulty alone should be the achievement. But having to do all that is nuts. And to me, that takes away from what the achievements are supposed to be. Achievements are supposed to be fun. That's not fun. That's a kick in the groin. So,
well, I read the hardest achievement to obtain any game anywhere is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. World Champion is for the best of the one achievement.
What's that one?
You have to become world champion in that game.
Online?
Takes months to achieve.
Oh yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, me neither. And they were claiming that that's kind of the hardest achievement to get, and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I mean, I'm like Nick, except for sometimes, like I said, I'm not really an achievement hunter in games, but sometimes side quests or like in games get me sidetracked to the point to where I lose focus on the main story. And that's good or bad, depending on your play style or how short or long your game is. But like Ubisoft is who I'm using an example because they're the worst offenders of putting just like so much crap in their game that's deviates from the main game to fluff their story. You know, as much as even like 100% of the, 50% of the game is main story and 50% is or more is side crap. But, it's like go collect all these flags, go collect all these feathers, go with all these POIs and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't like that. And it distracts because I do think I have some type of, undiagnosed OCD with that stuff where I'm like, I just got to do it. It's right here. I'm in the zone. Let me go get it. The next thing you know, I've done like 10 things outside of the main storyline. So, I'm not one big into that kind of stuff. And it's just, I don't know. And then like Shane was pointing out, they got lists everywhere of like the 10 hardest achievements or the 30 hardest achievements, Halo Master Chief collection is on this list at number 3 for the lasso requirement, the lasso master. And it requires players to beat the 4 main Halo games on legendary difficulty with all skulls on. And I mean, to get that, you first have to go through the whole game, collect all the skulls, and then enable them, and then play another game with them all enabled. So you have to beat every one of the 4 games at least once, and then go through and beat all the games again on legendary mode with all the skulls enabled. So I'm out on that. I'm not going to do that. That means you're beating each game, twice at least, and after you play through each game first time, it's like, I think I'm done. But that's just me. If y'all know, the skulls just add a difficulty modifier to the game by altering it in some way, shape, or form. And I can't remember. There's probably like 10 per game or something like that. I can't remember how many skulls there were. Maybe less or maybe more, depending on the game.
Yeah, I can't remember. And that's when it kills me, when it tells you to play the game over and over and over. There's no additional story. There's no endings. It's just do it, or you have to beat the game on each and every difficulty. If you complete it on the hardest difficulty, it should automatically, and a lot of them do, but it should automatically count each difficulty below that as well. It's just a filler. It became a filler, in my opinion.
Yeah, but a lot of games do that, right? I mean, a lot of games do. If you beat the game on the highest difficulty, it gives you credit for all the lower difficulties. But some of the achievements, like that one for Halo we're talking about, require you to collect something from the previous playthroughs to activate or enact in your final one. Right now, like I said, it is what it is. And achievements I don't think achievements are inherently good or bad. It just depends on the game developer, in my opinion, if they're good or bad. And maybe old, when Frederick was at Mirror's Edge and he was creating those, maybe it was a bad experience for him. I don't know. Maybe they were like, we need you to come up with some achievements and then we need you to give those to the development team so they can develop around those. I'd be like, no. You give me the game and I'll throw in some achievements and have you just build those into the game. But I don't know. I don't know his experience, but he basically thinks it's a bad idea. I don't necessarily think it's inherently good or bad one way or the other. But it is what it is. And I'm never going to be up there in like highest gamer scores on achievement or anything like that. I mean, I don't even think is Nick in the million? I don't even think none of us are in the millions on the gamer score, right? And so.
No, Nick is, I can't remember the last I saw him, but I know he was probably 3 times ahead of me, and I'm up in 150,000 range, 200,000.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, there's people out there with 3.5 million gamer score and stuff like that. So, as you can see, none of us are achievement hunters, and Xbox is our primary console, right? So I don't know. You got anything else on this topic before we end this episode and gain the achievement of the shortest episode ever?
No. I want to know what everybody else's favorite and worst achievements are.
Yep. So let us know down in the comments. Do you agree? Are you pro achievement? Are you anti achievement, or do you don't give an achievement? About achievement. So let us know what you think down in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, we reached the end. So you've enjoyed this episode enough to reach the end. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to help us out. And as always, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to catch you in the next one.
See you.